It's Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. White get in the
Yo.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
How you doing? I mean, how are you really doing? 60 plus. What's
I'm
what's
fine.
it like?
You don't notice I've lost weight. You haven't noticed I've lost weight.
You've lost a bit of weight. Why? Is it exercise, dancing?
Yes, so every day. I don't play.
Are you serious?
I don't play.
And how is the energy level with that?
It's fine, even though sometimes I just lie like this after the exercise.
Why did we do it?
But I will do it. Yesterday, I think I did only 12,000 steps. So
She said
Only 12,000. Yeah, you put it on the group. I saw that. And I was
I
like,
did?
whoa, yes, I saw that.
That's a lot.
And I was like, whoa, 12,000 steps. That's a lot.
Mikey, stop embarrassing people like us now.
I'm struggling to do 6,000.
Mikey, calm down. Okay, let me move on to the next person.
I love your earrings, though.
thank you.
How are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm very good. I'm trying to resolve a case with the police. I was going to talk about it, but I just thought about it that let's have that conversation today and see how it's been. It will be resolved, but it's just really sad. Now I understand why we have thousands of people being held in prison on detention, awaiting trial, awaiting bail, because there's just nobody that can help them out. They were just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and we don't have an internal system that ensures that if you can't try this case, let the person go. Obviously, the person might be innocent of that charges, but I'm hoping for the best. I'm grateful to God. We did content in my office yesterday, everybody facing the camera. So some people were really, really nervous. I was like, don't look at the camera. The camera is not there. Just have your conversation. Apparently, because we just do it every day here. As in, you were stuttering, stammering.
But you have to remember, Tokwe, that even when we started, we were quite nervous.
Yes.
When Mariah was going to do her first...
I was stammering throughout. I was nervous. I was shaking. I had no idea.
But now you don't see the camera. There's no camera. The camera is your friend.
Yes, yeah.
Please, get comfortable.
Amaka Fresh.
Always.
I love your glasses.
Hi, thank you so much. Yanga Lagos, always repping Yanga Lagos. So today is the birthday of two of my faves. So my nephew, he's our first grandchild. My nephew, Giovanni, happy birthday, my darling.
Nice.
You know, I love you so much, and I wish you all the best. And my fav, if you know me, you will know my auntie Onyinye Nkata. Happy birthday, Auntie Onyinye. You know, I love you so much. I got you. Thanks for all you do. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
How are you doing?
Today is Thursday. Today I'm in the office. Like,
You're not going anywhere to do meeting
I have
outside.
work to do. I have so much things to do, but I'm excited. I'm planning. I have a wedding. Another wedding. I have a party on Saturday.
Saturday. What kind of party?
I can't.
You can't spray.
Yeah, but what kind of party?
There is a birthday party. So, me and Brown had a meeting yesterday. I told that nonsense you're talking on TV. We are not spraying. I said, no problem. We're not spraying.
No, but you see, I understand where EFCC is coming from. If they're even allowed to even prosecute such cases because they are financial crime, not... anyway, but that's not... What my own is, I thought before enforcing it, because the law has been there, but nobody took it seriously.
Exactly.
Before enforcing it, warn us.
Yes.
Don't come and...
Okay, they went on for a while. This thing, even on this table, we've taken this story of the fact that spraying was illegal. We took it a few years ago. I think I can remember talking about it on the show several times, but it was never enforced.
That's what I'm
now
saying.
Enforcing
it.
Just tell us before you enforce that. If you like continue spraying, all of you are going to jail.
But now they don't need to tell us. They've already caught one person. By catching one person and sending the person
they
to
said they
jail.
caught 24 people.
Because like this Cubana, one of the charges I was listening to Kenny is backdated to 2020.
Yes.
So they're digging up all the old videos. So we had
that means the
Go on your social media and delete everything. Oh yeah, start deleting. Before they come and catch you.
Everybody
they should start with the politicians. Plenty of them were throwing. I saw a video of one of them throwing money.
Yes,
exactly.
So they should go there first.
But they can't try.
Let's go on a break. It's Thursday. I know you guys are really eager to be talking. Calm down.
Let's go through
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. Violent ethnic agitators will pay the price, says Tinubu. Drama, confusion trail EFCC's bid to arrest Yahaya Bello. Jimo Oke Akitarewa, others kick over membership issues. Kaduna Assembly Speaker alleges threat from El Rufai's son. Train 8 Nigerian LNG expansion plans may be threatened by contract breaches. CBN not defending Naira with foreign reserves, says Cardoso. PDP has no leadership change plan, governors insist. And APC kicks against illegal court order on Ganduje. All right, which story are we starting with?
So let me start with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Yesterday said it would arraign a former Kogi State Governor, Yahaya Bello, today before the Federal High Court in Abuja. The anti-graft agency said it has secured a warrant to arrest him. The warrant put an end to a 12-hour siege on his residence. As in, I watched that on so many live streams, and it was crazy. They really went all out. And then there was a conflicting order by two courts. A court in Abuja actually gave EFCC the warrant and the right to go ahead with the arrest, while the court in Lokoja, sitting in Lokoja, said that they couldn't do so. So there was a conflicting order, on that. But the interesting thing here is that the current governor of Kogi State whisked him away from his residence. And because a sitting governor always has immunity, nothing could be done about that. And EFCC and a lot of people are saying that that's an obstruction of justice, that they should allow EFCC go ahead to do what they need to do. Because in situations like that, when people and individuals continue to use thugs to prevent EFCC from actually carrying out their duties, it brings about chaos in the society and a breakdown of law and order.
They said he came in about 2:30. The EFCC had been there since 9:30. They came about 2:30, and then he came, that's the governor. So that means that's the amount of time it took him to drive from Kogi to Abuja. Yes. Then came in with thugs and security operatives, and then after about 2 hours, about 4:30, he now drove out.
Yes.
They didn't say he had the governor. They didn't know he had the governor in the car, but they were just
going on and on. I watched the video. It was really crazy. But the matter has been arraigned to today. Yes, in court.
But if he goes to court today, EFCC will pick him up.
Well, let's see how. Let's see how it goes.
Let's move to Cardoso, because I'm very interested in this story. So the CBN, if Cardoso says so, Cardoso will do so. That's the new slang. The CBN says that the governor Olayemi Cardoso said yesterday that the CBN is not defending the naira with our foreign reserves. He was speaking at the IMF, World Bank in Washington, D.C. meetings, or the spring meeting. Cardoso said defending the naira seems to be a prevalent theme that everybody's brandishing around. Let me be very clear. It is not our intention to defend the naira. He acknowledged recent discussions on declining reserves, but argued that defending the naira defending the naira goes against our core philosophy. So what they are saying is that all they do is paying their debt, which they have been owing, using the reserves. So we want a naira that performs based on market forces, as long as we have a vibrant foreign exchange market. It says also that they acknowledge that past reliance on borrowed decisions for education, health, payment purposes, essential, that was wrong, and they've shifted that now to the banks. And so the recent changes in our reserves are not for defending naira, but for paying up obligations that were due. So we need to also ensure that people are putting the right narratives out there, because
the question I want to ask is, even if they are defending the naira, is it not their currency? Should we not defend it? Should we not stop the naira from just scattering?
But that wasn't even what they are doing.
The worry was that could be artificial.
Yes, it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. So they're saying, listen, we're not even defending, we're only paying back our debts. In paying back our debts, yes, obviously it's strengthening the naira, but what is being said is that the real defense of the naira is if we actually become more productive and have more sustainable policy changes for our naira.
And get more oil
revenue.
Yeah, because apparently the last administration had taken out of, had sold the oil in advance. So it's the extra
that we are getting,
that this administration is getting money from, because the other one has been sold. Sold for the future.
We should not sell Nigeria, Sha.
Yeah, the major headline was talking about the violent ethnic agitationists. The president was receiving the Afenifere. This is the Yoruba social group. part of those that came there is the non-Nigerian. I had to go and Google what non-Nigerian is. Non-Nigerian is somebody between 90 and 99. Pa Ruben Fashionati, he is seen in the picture in the nation visiting the president amongst other dignitaries and members, leaders of the Afenifere. And the president was talking tough, says that violent ethnic agitators are going to face the price. They will pay the price because for him, what Nigeria needs
heavy
now.
Price.
Yes,
Yeah,
heavy price, yes. So he told the administration that they have recorded significant progress against insurgency, and the goal now is to protect the country. So those that are now trying to divide the country, they would collect. More importantly, I just feel like some people are sponsoring this division, and we as Nigerians collecting money from whoever to sponsor division and crisis within our community is not patriotic, it is evil, and beyond the law dealing with you, God will deal with you. And if you see something, say something. Don't be one that will sit down passively when you are having conversations that would cause crisis within your country. We don't need this right now.
Yeah, so
the
Cubana chief priest has been granted 10 million naira bail.
Yep.
And then other celebrities have been hailing him on his Instagram page. The video wrote, "I no go see you for 6 months, okay? Never." Obi Cubana said, "This must be Abiodo Sheka."
Abido Sheka.
I don't know what that is. And Owo PayPal says, "Now, who get money, they win case. No, there is no objection to it."
All right.
So,
let's move on to the punch. El Rufai marketers fuel subsidy claims wrong, says federal government and NNPC. Heavy punishment awaits persons threatening Nigeria's unity, says Tinubu. 29 Yoruba Nation agitators remanded, Oyo demolishes base. APC dragged Kano George before NJC over Ganduje's suspension. FG to execute $3.8 billion gas supply agreement in May. PDP governors warn against illegality as NEC meets today. Cardoso links depleting reserves to debt repayment. And policemen Kogi governor foil EFCC attempt to arrest Yahaya Bello. Okay, which story are we starting with? Let's take one story. We're going to
I have a story inside the papers.
Why?
Yes, because this story is very close to home, is what my staff are suffering. Two soldiers have been detained. So they went into Dangote refinery, driving an Acura. When they entered, they went to steal cables of 892 97 armored cable that had been cut to size from Dangote refinery. They are currently within custody. This was not even rejected by the Army Public Relations. On Wednesday, the Director for Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, described this as very, very regrettable, totally unacceptable. These two are already within custody. It is an act of criminality that could be prevented. It was provocative, and when we talk about stealing cables, the impact is far-reaching. So this is within the Dangote refinery. Oyema said that those that were caught, that they know that they are in trouble. He has excused himself and left the scene. The preliminary investigation revealed that the suspects were hired by a civilian contractor who identified himself as Mr. Smart, who claimed to have wanted to recover his those were his own products within the facility, but he could not go there. He now used army officials to go there. Then sometimes they now catch innocent civilians, which is where the issue that I'm trying to resolve. Sometimes you catch innocent civilians without any evidence and they are caught. But this one person was caught with evidence. Both the two soldiers and the Mr. Smart that financed the operation, all of them should be brought to the table, and we should hear about the prosecution as a major headline, not inside the paper.
Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch.
Yes.
Amaka,
okay, so Nigeria currently imports all its methanol. So this is a great story. This is progress. the gas supply and purchase agreement to support the final investment decision for the 3.8 billion brass methanol project is to be executed in May 2024. The federal government just announced this on Monday. The brass methanol project is a major industrial project being built in Bayelsa State. You know, it's also located on the Brass Island. The facility has a capacity of 10,000 tons of methanol per day when completed, and this is going to give about 15,000 jobs to unemployed people and people that want to like move to that space and that industry. The project is a joint venture between GSV Engineering Limited, NNPC, and the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. So definitely, I love the Nigerian Monitoring and Content Board because it makes sure that the jobs for Nigerian people are meant for Nigerian people. The Minister of State Petroleum Resources announced the execution date for the gas supply agreement in Abuja on Wednesday after a meeting with key stakeholders of the project in his office. So this is a good one.
Okay.
Instead of what's important because it also help us strengthen our naira.
Yeah.
If we can produce and manufacture more,
Absolutely.
why not? Yeah.
Okay, very quickly. So the federal government, through its Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Nigerian National Petroleum Company, has said that various claims by different persons and groups, the allegation that the subsidy has been returned on fuel, that's the premium motor spirit, said that it is quite wrong and disheartening for these people to be saying this, that all they need to do right now is provide the evidence to justify the allegations, stressing that the president has declared the end of subsidy on petrol, and it has remained so since his declaration. The Minister of State for Resources, of Petroleum Resources, Heineken, Olokbobiri, stressed that the fuel subsidy was a sensitive issue, but noted that the government had made its position known from the matter, and there is no subsidy being paid, and whoever has any claims or allegations on such should provide the evidences so that we can discuss. But they are reassuring Nigerians that subsidy is not being paid in any way in this country. So, any last story in point?
Yeah, so the Oyo State Police Command have have arraigned the agitators of the Yoruba Nation on Saturday. They have demolished a building that belongs to Mudukbe Onitiri Abiola. They say that was where they were having their meetings. So they've arraigned all of them. But I think the most surprising was that most of these people were 75. There were 5 women, 75, 78, 60, 64, and 58. There was only one young woman among, she was 25. One of the women collapsed even once they said they were they're keeping them there till August 2nd when they will start their trial. But a lot of the people were not even young people. They were not the men 55, 75.
Why don't you just take over the building?
I don't know.
Why destroy? Why not take over the building and use it for, you know?
I don't know why they are destroying the building.
Why are they destroying?
Because there are so many homeless people. Let them
use the building for homeless
What
people.
are these old people
looking for?
Yeah. Look, exactly.
How many years are they
What trouble are they trying to lose?
It is like me going on the streets with...
How many years of struggle do they plan to begin
to struggle?
To struggle.
Now they're reminding you are fainting. How won't you faint?
Let me move on to the Daily Sun. APC rejects court order on Genduje's suspension. EFCC arraigned ex-Kogi Governor Bello today. IPOP Kanu gives conditions for his trial. Obi condemns poor power situation. Ruga, Enugu farmer petitions police over false alarm on Agric PPP with government. Ohaneze to honor Ezive with Hero Award. PDP, we are aware of plots to destabilize party, says governors. Okay, which story are we taking?
Okay, so let's take the Kano story. The detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOP, Nnamdi Kanu, yesterday listed conditions to be met by the federal government before he would submit himself for trial in the treasonable felony charge preferred against him. Because I know they want to do an accelerated trial. So, because they want to accelerated trial, he's trying to give conditions that, number one, he wants to go back, he wants his bail conditions, you know,
lifted.
Yeah, to be lifted because he never abused that privilege in the first place. So why did they just come, you know, and reverse that? And then secondly, he's saying that he also wants, because the law gives him the right to have unlimited access to his lawyers. So he's wondering, like, why are they not giving me access to my lawyers as and when I want it? So he wants that condition met too. And then he's also trying to say that he wants to be moved from the GSS custody to either a normal, whether it's a normal prison or whether it's house arrest, to whichever one they want to, because some other people have enjoyed house detention or house arrest in the past. So why can't he enjoy same privilege after so long? And I think that they should really consider this, even though the courts are saying that, no, they don't want to go ahead to meet these conditions. But I think they should consider this because of the effect it's having in the Southeast, especially with the sit-at-home on Mondays. You know, we're trying to strengthen the economy, and we cannot strengthen the economy when in the Southeast, they sit at home, we're losing money, losing revenue from productions, manufacturing, and actually from a thriving economy. So I think the government should try to create a balance in this IPOB and Kano situation.
All right, so let me take the story of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide will confer former Anambra State Governor Chukwuemeka Ezefie, who will be buried tomorrow, with a posthumous award of Hero of Igbo Land. The decision was taken at their meeting yesterday at the NEC, presided over the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Emmanuel Nwanyawu, on saying that the former governor stood with the Igbos when it mattered the most and that he never equivocated on issues affecting Igbos. He therefore directed all organs and structures of the Ohaneze Ndigbo to participate fully at the various stages of the burial and funeral ceremony of Ezefie. Another story?
Yes, there's a story. When I saw it in the airline, I was trying to understand it after reading through. This Enugu farmer said that he has petitioned police for over false alarm on his agric partnership with the government. Apparently, a duo of investigators or writers, Simon Ede and Samuel Ugwede, both of them had written articles about him saying that he is a northerner that is coming to do ranching in Enugu, that he has signed a partnership. Generally, just a lot of false claims, said that all the people on his board were from the north, they were getting land from the state government. So he had to say that he is from Ugwede. Jesus. That this is from Isiozu local government, and the land that was given to him, he is a native of that place. His name was Friday Naji, and that he converted to Islam in 1998 and changed his name to a Muslim name, and that the other people that were on the board of the company were all his wives, adopted children who were Muslims, so that it's the idea of saying that because his company, based on the CAC documents, all the names there were not Igbo names, does not mean that he is the owner of the company and he is from that land. The controversy was born out of those two people doing their investigation and article, and they're trying to label the partnership as bringing in someone from the north to come and own land within the east and then rear cattle within the east. He said he's not rearing cattle, he's just doing crops. Okay. And he has taken the case to court so that proper information is put out there, and this is just a way to alert the public that the information that those two people published was wrong. He also accused them of cyberbullying and stalking because they were posting these things on Facebook and tagging him names that do not belong to him.
Vanguard. CBN not using reserves to defend Naira, says Cardoso. Coalition threat. PDP governors move to avert implosion. Train 8. Contract dispute threatens Nigeria NLNG expansion plans. Rising prices of foodstuff. FPC deploys operators to markets. Ganduje kicks as Kano court affirms his suspension. Yoruba Nation or your government demolishes Onitiri Abiola's residence. Those threatening Nigeria's sovereignty have a price to pay, says Tinubu. Killings, Benue communities protest herdsmen's attack, wants grazing laws strictly enforced. Okay, which story in Vanguard, anybody?
The Benue communities are protesting the recent killings of some of their villagers in like 3 villages. In one village, 10 people were killed. They total about 28. And so they came out yesterday to protest, and that they want the anti-grazing law enforced. That until they enforce it, their lives are at risk. That's just the crux of the story.
Okay. So the follow-up on Ganduje's story. Ganduje is being hit from different angles. This one is regarding the fact that he was suspended by his word. The High Court, the Kano High Court has affirmed the suspension. of the national chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje. The High Court said that this was based on the ex parte motion that was filed against him. They said he should desist from presiding over the National Working Committee of the APC. Justice Naaba also held that and stopped the State Working Committee of APC from interfering legally with the legally valid considered decision of the executives of Ganduje's ward. So on the state level, the ward had sacked Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje. The state people now sacked the people that sacked him. Now they've gone to court. The court has said that these people had a meeting. Everything was done according to the law. He was legally sacked from his ward. So the state should stop interfering with what happened at the ward level, and Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje himself should stop presiding over the National Working Committee. I'm wondering which the next level of court. Maybe they will go to appeal before we get to Supreme on this matter, Supreme Court on this matter. But whichever way, let the rule of law be maintained in all that is being done within the situation.
Final paper of this one is the Nigerian Tribune. Kano High Court affirms Ganduje's suspension. Let's find a story of not taken at all. Or your Secretariat invasion, 78-year-old man, 28 others arraigned for treasonable felony, possession of firearms. All set for PDP NEC governors meet, speak on Damagum, others. Tinubu vows to deal with criminals threatening Nigerian sovereignty. I think we've taken all the stories in the papers. Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we'll bring in our guest co-host today and start our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We have a very special guest with us to join in the show. She's a Nigerian economist, a businesswoman, real estate expert, a philanthropist. She's the CEO of Life Card International Investments Limited, proprietor and founder of Life Card University, an online school, and the Grace Ofure Foundation. Welcome with us, Grace Ofure Ibakumu, to the show. Good to have you. You know, we know you are also a pastor, and you are a woman of God. So we have our topic today. You're going to let you to break things to pieces for us. But first, we must celebrate a young man who is in New York right now trying to break the world record. Yeah. So the Nigerian chess master, coach, and founder of Chess in Slums, Africa, Mr. Tunde Onokoya, has begun an attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the longest chess marathon in Times Square, New York. He targets 58 hours without losing a game. He started at 10, and trying to raise $1 million. And so he started on the 17th of April and will end at 8 p.m. on the 19th of April.
Oh, my God.
According to him, he's doing this for the dreams of millions of children across Africa without access to education. So we're rooting for him. I don't know what you guys thought. You've seen the video going around.
Yes.
He's in the Times Square, in the middle of Times Square. Nigerians all over who are living in New York area have been going there, take pictures to encourage him. And if you are in New York, please stop by and say hello to him in Times Square.
Yeah. What I find most interesting is the initiative. So this is not someone who is just playing chess so that I become relevant. It was not a personal agenda. It is a means towards an end. He has trained many children from slums on how to play chess, and it has become an avenue for them to escape poverty, get education, and with this move he's making, he'll be able to raise more funds to reach more people and be able to solve more problems. So this is not a person, just not a person.
He's really beating the guy Martinez that he beats. That's really one of the best.
Chess, Yes, and then when I heard about this, I was on Times Square at this time for 3 days at a stretch. I was worried about the cold, and I hope that that he's in a warm space and that he's dressing, he's keeping warm and stuff, right? So he doesn't get sick.
Too cold.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him. And
we would definitely know that he's going to win because he's actually rooting for a good cause. You know, impact, life without impact is...
So let's talk about impact. So now that we have you here, because it's not easy to grab you. Now that we have you today, we're going to try to squeeze as much wisdom from you, because there's we get messages a lot. And a lot of women who are married, especially women who are religious women, I say Muslims and Christians, who are guided by faith and by their various religious principles. Many of them are crying in their homes for different reasons. One of the key reasons is they're having issues with parenting, because both they and their spouses are from different parts of different training, different backgrounds, and they're struggling with raising children together. Secondly, they're having issues with intimacy, because as I say, as Christians, you know, you expect that see, YK is still in the other room at over 60. People expect that because you're a pastor, that you've left the other room matters. You don't go to the other room again, that all you're doing is praying. People assume.
Or something with the Holy Spirit.
Because you are always with the Holy Spirit. So people like YK, they are there, but they expect that you're no more there, that you've left the other room. Thirdly, and most importantly, many women have not been empowered because they sacrificed that for their marriage and to raise their children. And they feel today they want to get out, but they're so used to, you know, the home life. They're so used to being who they are. And they also want to feel fulfilled. So, I mean, I'm putting so many questions in one, but let's start with parenting from two different worlds. How do you think we can begin to assist families who are being destroyed as regards parenting? They are from two different worlds and they're not able to agree.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. I think I've been here many times, but this one I'm here for something different, and I'm so excited when it comes to... I've been married for 21 years, one sitting. Do you know why I use the word one sitting?
One sitting.
Yeah. So I went to an event and they wanted somebody to come and pray, and they said, if you have been married for 40 years, one sitting, it means that you can be married 40 years, but it's like 3 sitting. So you have married 3 different people. So I've been married for 21 years, one sitting. I actually got into marriage pretty early at age 23. And I was glad I did. For parenting, for me, it's first of all setting your value system. You see, the children learn more from what you don't say, but what you do. I was shocked. I'm a Christian, and I just felt that I should live close to church. I had my reasons, maybe because then I was pretty poor. So I wanted to just live close to church so I can cut off transportation. Then I also wanted to be in church and come back home, but not too late because of the traffic. Yeah. But I didn't know I was doing anything important. But I just wanted to live close to church. So I'm talking about children watch what you do than what you say. So when my daughter went to Canada, when I visited her, I noticed that she was far from school. So I said, why didn't you get a house first? He said, no, but I'm 2 houses away from church. Like, huh? So I said, Mommy, all the while we are growing up, you live close to church. So I can go back to church in the evening, talk to first-timers. I was shocked. So it made sense to her that you needed, and I never said, you have to live close to church. Yeah. So most times as parents, bringing up these kids is 100% our responsibility. There was a time I was speaking to the Lord and I was asking God, why do we even have kids? And he said, it's because when our lineage go, who will be the next person to carry on whatever in any kind of religion? So that means your primary responsibility is to make sure that these kids are right. And that can help you as families to come together. You know, look at the kids as important. It will help, it will guide you on quarreling less, shouting less. So when you truly know that God has given you responsibility, which are the kids, one thing you should do is to help you to build a home. Because they are going to also go and build a home. And whatever they see in their formation years, that's what they will become. Right. They learn from what you are doing. Many kids are confused because of what is happening in their home. Right. So I would say to parents, marriage is more than a relationship. it's a life. It involves you, your children, everybody, the children and their friends in school. So it's a nation. It's actually the whole entire nation. It comes from that whole. So whatever we are seeing now in a country, it's from the whole.
Okay.
So it's so important that once you're going into marriage or you are married, forget every other thing. Know that you are representing a nation. And whatever you are is what will show outside. So that should help you.
Right.
You know, when
But we have pastors that, I've learned to tell people to separate the man of God from the man, like the anointing when he's on stage. Some people, when they climb on stage, they become this in Christendom, Holy Spirit takes over. When they are talking, it's not them. They become so charismatic, so energetic. You know, some it is very loving. The Holy Spirit just takes over. They are so kind, they are so sweet. But when they get home, they are snapping and all of that. So there's that. They will now say, this is my personality, but when I'm on stage, God just takes over my life. So how do you manage the fact that people have their own personality and then they get on, when they start, maybe even the same applies with, in the Muslim faith, when you submit yourself to that process of the religious exercise, you are no longer consciously the one practicing it. It becomes like something takes over you. So there can be difference where you are powerful on stage.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Man is a spirit. So if you live from within you out, your expression is who you are. I'll give you an example. I was going for a program with my kids, and we entered into a car. And in the car, I didn't like the music that was playing because that's not what I want to hear, and I don't hear it anyway. So you can't differentiate altar from the house. That's the problem. You are you in the altar, and you are you outside. That means it's pretense. That's what I'm trying to say. So I was in the car. They were playing nice music. I told the man, can you please off this music? I thank you because you want to entertain me because it's an Uber. I said, I don't want it. Then he went to news. I said, I don't really want to hear anything. Can we just, because I don't want to hear, because I don't know what I'm going to be hearing from the news now. I have to guard my spirit with all diligence. Then he started to play music. This music was a Christian music that is not common. Listen, it wasn't common. So maybe from my own denomination, and those musics are not outside. So I stopped and I said, this is nice. So this music now everywhere. Then the guy looked at me and said, I'm a member of my church. Christian. I said, you are a member? He said, I'm even elected church. The guy is a drummer in my church. And I said, oh, I don't play those music. So just imagine, ma, if I was a Christian in the church and I was whatever in his car, maybe he wanted to just even try. And when I heard the music, I said, no, I don't want to hear that music because when I leave, anything you hear, you carry. So the words of those songs, I'm carrying them home in my subconsciousness because I'm a mind management person. So anything, your life is your mind. So I didn't want to hear that. So what I'm saying is, you can't say spirit take over. Spirit take over every time. So be attuned with the spirit 24 hours a day. Right. It keeps you on a check. And if you truly love, there are some things you wouldn't do. Every religion is born of love. If you love, you won't beat your wife. If you love, you won't. Even you are correcting the children, you are correcting them from a place of love, and they will know.
Okay. So you're talking about correcting children from a place of love, or your spouse from a place of love in terms of parenting. So do you, as a Christian, as a pastor, even though you're enforcing, from what I'm hearing from you, you're enforcing certain things and principles in your home. You also encourage your children, you also encourage your children to question certain principles that you enforce in your home in order to enable them to be their own person.
I like this. So we correct things using the word of God. So nowadays, the kids are the way they ask questions. My 12 years old, we ask you everything. You must show her why you want me to do this. Why do you even want me to pray? Why do you want me to go to church? So if you understand the scripture enough, you open it, let them read. If I want to correct my kids, I just look for the scripture that helps because I can't even correct them. I'm just a custodian. What do I know? So I give them the scripture. They read it. As I read it the second time, they read it. The third time, read it. Say, okay. What do you think? Mommy, I'm sorry.
End of story.
I didn't say anything. I just said, read something. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Okay. Can you see that he doesn't like it? This person we say is our God doesn't like this. I will do it again. It's two different things.
All right. There was a question I wanted to ask you because I know that we'll be discussing the religious part of it, and I'd like us to move to, because I know you're also a business coach and you help people empower women. And the part of the conversation I'd like us to go into is women who feel disempowered in their marriages, you know, and especially women who are having issues with finances. There are lots of women out there, they know from the information today, they know they've made a mistake by choosing not to work. Although some people, I'm not against women that don't want to work. I believe that not working itself is work. But there's some women who send messages to our DM and say, I have made a mistake. I have lost 15 years of my life to raise my children. How do I pick up myself and start over? Did you make that mistake, or were you always empowered from the beginning?
So it's a value thing. I wasn't empowered from the beginning. Like, you all know my story. He had to go to find work. We knew that it wasn't going to be enough. So there's a discussion. This will not be enough. Okay, I'm not going out. There's a fridge in the house. So I put in water. It becomes ice block. And people come, Mommy, I want to buy block. Then I also go and buy fairly used clothes from Katagua markets. So, honey, you know that. Let me just sell to my neighbors. Then I sell to my neighbors. A good meal is prepared. How did it happen? From the okrika I sold. Looks nice. That means I have capacity. I'm proving it, and I'm putting the value on the table. Small, small. Then later I says, I can go out and do marketing. And I go out, I come back with like $1 million. But then I'm smart enough to know the work of a woman shouldn't suffer because you are working. So what do? I employ a house help. Do not ask the man to pay. That's my job, to clean the house. So Africa says. So I have to pay the house help, yeah? If I decide to get a cook, I have to pay the cook. Because I've seen that if I spend my time 6 hours cooking, I can use 6 hours to make more money to pay the cook. It's just wisdom. So I introduced this gradually. Because my husband was this man that women don't work. So I started to show my value. He saw that I was helping him. Because woman is supposed to help. So it's not that sometimes you'll be surprised that these women also have the given opportunity. They blew it. So sometimes when you ask my husband, he will say, I'm traveling, don't worry. My wife, don't worry. With my wife, everything is all right. It's a heart of try me. And I discovered that she has the capacity to do this. So today we are running the business. I'm the one running the business. It's just charmer because he knows that everything that that comes to offering is multiplied. So are human beings, human resources, managing people. So what these women, I know they spent 15 years. I think that was a choice. That's what I always say. If it was the man, what did you do to prove to the man that nothing will suffer? The kids will be fine. The food will come early. Everything will be fine. What I don't subscribe to is that if Africa says we are to cook, we are to do this, we are to do that, don't put that burden on the man because you now want to go and work. So I don't think that my husband knows how the cook is being paid, how the cleaners are being paid, how the wash people are being paid. It's not his business. Why? That's my job. That's what my mother told me. I found it, and we are fine. So it's for you to understand. That's what I think. And the Bible says, go and help. A woman is not supposed to. It's supposed to help. It's not helping with only kids. Not helping with only cooking. So I'm not the best cook. Let me also explain.
That one is very controversial. We don't agree with it.
No, when it was cook time, I asked my husband a simple question. He said, no cook, nothing. I said, okay, you used to take me to Chinese restaurants. You take me to good restaurants. I said, why? He said, because, I said, what if you eat that kind of food every day? I'm not the best cook in Nigeria. I don't know how to, do you understand? I can know how to teach people business, expand women's capacity to become what they want to be. I cook, but does not mean that I'm the best cook. I was not trained to be a cook. So, honey, why don't we even set a table in the presence of the enemy every morning? Then you have varieties. I can only do one, but a cook can do like 16 things. And you go to the table, you're excited. That's nice, oh, that's nice. So it's the way you work the things into it. And if really this person is serving better, the man, I don't think men are just wicked. Do you understand? It's the way we are able to package, and let it be sensible enough, and he sees that it's an addition.
All right.
Not a
The
subtraction.
reason why I'm trying to rush you a bit because we're going to go, we have topics to discuss as a group, but I'll do that after the break. But the final question for you because I wanted to get some meat from you before we go into our conversation. Intimacy in marriage.
Oh.
People see you as a pastor, and people assume that you have put that, you don't do that anymore. There's only people like YK that still do it. I'm always on our matter.
See, a man and a woman that is married, the intimacy is of God in any religion. Somebody must break the ice. Sometimes women just want to wait for the man to come and say, I want...
When the man is on the mountain, he's always on the mountain.
No. When the man is on the mountain, you go to the mountain and scatter the whole mountain.
He's allowed, Pastor.
Yes, it's okay. If my husband
That's a good
stays
one.
on the mountain for 31 days and I want to have sex with him, I will get to the mountain. We are in the mountain together.
So you're still
Exactly.
active.
Very active.
Blood
You
of
have to.
She's only 44 now. Why would she be active?
Very active, mommy. I'm very, very active.
Are you serious?
So I can also be
As a
sexy.
pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor Grace.
It's important.
Grace, wow.
Yes. Because
So you wear the
you
lingerie,
can't-
everything
you
to go
can't-
to
you
bed.
You can't begin to fool yourself. Like they don't.
That's so
there's
good
no
to hear.
Facebook, there's nothing, and you're not seeing everything everybody's wearing. Some of us are losing weight because of the men. We have to look good.
Yeah.
And sexy too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Grace. That's
and
good to know.
you also get to the highest level of the sex because there's nothing you should lose because
Some
in
things that are
marriage,
Finish everything.
There's things that are
finish everything. Memorial, leave it.
Say,
Even
the person
Jesus,
finish everything.
finish it.
Finish
There's
everything.
nothing that cannot be done. It's my husband.
Are you saying Jesus Christ?
No.
But
Jesus
finish
conversation
everything.
is
I've
not
learned
to
that
have
one, though.
And he says we should go and multiply and have sex. So we have to do what he has said we should do. We are
Finish
just obedient.
everything.
Finish it.
Hey.
Finish
Yes.
everything.
Okay, I think on that note.
Can take a break. I'll come back with a different topic.
That's what I'm carrying. Finish everything. That's what I'm
You're writing it down.
Finish everything.
Husband, where are thou? Finish everything.
Okay. Let's go to a break. YK, you don't have any questions for
No, not particularly.
Jesus Christ.
YK motivates us on this thing because she keeps us grounded. Because anytime I'm feeling like I'm tired, it's like, YK is doing this thing. Just
You know what she
arise.
said? She's 44.
Arise.
She's 44. Why will she not? So she has even motivated us.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll now have our topic, our Thursday topic for the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So there's a tweet that was sent to us, women collecting gifts, especially for those women who are out there. There are lots of celebrities, known faces, even women who are top executives in banks or they are working in oil and gas, law firms, all these top women who are married get gifts. I like the way you look today. Send me your account number, let me send you something, So some men are now protesting and are requesting for the bank statements of their wives. They want to see who's sending them money. They want to monitor the kinds of people who are sending them gifts. What are your thoughts on this? Because many men are getting scared of the fact that women out there today seem to be normalizing receiving gifts from men. Because back in the day, if you want to offer a woman a gift, she won't take it. Once you're a man, I beg, please, don't, I don't want wahala. But lots of women are collecting gifts today. What are your thoughts on this? The fact that men are complaining, because today we're talking to men. Men are complaining that their wives are collecting gifts from strangers. Their wives are talking to their gym instructors who are massaging them during gym hours. Their wives are having male friends. And you talk to women saying, these are just my friends. They just admire me, and there's nothing in it. What are your thoughts on this? They can call us on 081 0764 1679 090 24163440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. I'm going to start with YK because YK, have you received gifts from people aside Uncle Theo?
On Sunday, someone came to the shrine. And he has a very sad story, very, very sad story. And I'd heard it, I'd watched it on social media and everything. So I reacted, oh, how sad. And, you know, he came with his son, and I reacted. Then I gave him my phone number, like, look, anytime you want to come and talk about it on the show, or you feel you can talk about it, please come, you know. And I left it. So he now sends me a text later. That, look, oh, I love the way you reacted to me. You were so kind. You were so this. I want to send you money every month. Oh. Send me your account number. I said, of course not. He said, please don't reject me. Please. And I said, I didn't do it because I wanted your money.
Yeah.
Or I wanted anything from you. I did it because it's a genuinely sad story, you know, and I feel he needs justice. You know, I said, no. So in the end, I sent it. Honestly, he sent me money.
Wow.
And he said he's going to be sending me on that same date every month. I said, wow.
You declared to Uncle Theo?
I'm declaring it in public.
That's the question. When you get these gifts, you declare.
Do you declare?
So,
okay, so I'm supposed to declare.
Me, I declare, Sha.
I think you should. I think you should because there is nothing hidden under the sun. And that's the truth. So if they find out
in future,
why did you hide it?
I think I declare my own by putting it out there. For example, like maybe Valentine's Day, my birthday, I received gifts from different people, admirers and stuff. Like this Valentine, I came into my office.
Gifts. I saw it.
I came into my office and it was a crazy house. Do you understand? Flowers, things from some people I don't even know.
Yeah, and then, babe now.
And then I do a video and I put it out there. So for whoever, you know, would know that, that's enough declaration. I'm not hiding anything, right?
I remember when I used to get Valentine gift from men. They didn't like it at all. He did not like it. So I stopped.
You stopped collecting or stopped declaring?
What your husband doesn't
I stopped
know will not
receiving.
hurt him.
I stopped receiving.
Okay.
But what your spouse do not know doesn't hurt him. So some women choose not to declare. Is that wrong? Let me come to you, Tope.
Okay, so for me, what I've learned is my husband is not bothered about me getting gifts. Actually, as I am declaring 10%, he will collect his 10%. He will say, the reason they're admiring you is because I am taking good care of you. Anybody that sends you gifts owes me at the same time. So because I understand him and our friends, there's no need to hide. But I have seen situations and I have heard from friends that just the fact that even when a female colleague gives a gift, the man would make a fuss over the fact that it is not a female colleague. It must be a man. A man would have given, you know the way we get gifts amongst ourselves here. Atieni will give me perfume, somebody will give me earrings. As in, even among ourselves here, we get a lot of gifts. If you are married to someone who is so uncomfortable, the person will say she's lying that the person was telling, it's a true life story. I know the person. The man always accused the woman of infidelity, that every gift was from a man. And so she stopped declaring. So sometimes it is based on the reality on ground that will teach you what to do and how to relate with this person. His heart cannot take it. His insecurities are on the high side. So because you know that the man cannot handle knowing that there are some other people that are admiring you enough to cherish you or give you that gift, you better manage his ego and not declare. But if it's someone that can handle it, then you can declare.
Okay, so I think that it's going to lead to so many things. That story might even lead to the end of this marriage. So the person should, if you have this kind of situation, every man needs a father or a mentor. That's because insecurity is something you should address. Because after with you, it will still happen to the children. So it's too much to take. So how do you address a man that has insecurity?
That's a very good
I think it's something you should think about. Bring people that can address it to help. Because if a man is insecure, That's why you can see the woman hiding. Like you said, if the man is secured, then it's not a problem because that insecurity will make the woman hide it. Will not make the woman cheat.
Exactly.
Because the more she's hiding it, the more the people giving the gift might now come to see that they are hiding it. Because if your husband's friend gives you a gift and you can't tell the husband, that means the friend will notice that your husband did not say, thank you for what you gave my wife. He will give you more if he has motive. And it can really lead to the man finally receiving what we are crying about.
Exactly.
So I think to solve that is that if you have a man that has insecurity, like the person tweeting it, you know, before you tweet this kind of a thing, if you're insecurity, there are solutions to a man that has insecurity. The foundation is good for us to, first of all, mend the foundation so we don't put so many things on top. That's not what we're talking about. But I think that the woman should help the man to address it, look for a solution. There's a solution for everything. But for me, I receive a lot of gifts, and I will tell you the truth. Some I will remember to say, some I will not remember to say because it's not a big deal. But what I just do is that I could have a foundation. So if you want to give me anything, send it to the foundation account. I don't have power. So I've used that one to just
cover, to protect yourself.
Even on social media, even women, anybody that wants to give me anything, I will just tell them, Ejo, give them foundation account because there's so much money I even need to do a lot of things in the foundation. So I will channel it to the foundation. Yeah? But if it's something I have to take home or something, if I get to my just but how many people can I even explain? Especially when there are too many human beings that the man doesn't just know.
But there are women who are forced to manage insecure husbands. So, for example, there was time I hung out with somebody where we were hanging out at night and she was taking pictures
and sending
as evidence. That I'm with my girls, because she's managing her insecurity. So, yeah, I hear you say that there's a way to solve
a solution.
But some women are not able to find that solution.
That's
why
why I
just
say.
be taking pictures or just constantly disclosure, full disclosure, and with a marker or take this.
How long will you continue to take picture? You see, this marriage is a marriage of 50 years.
Rest of your life. It puts a strain.
She's in a relationship. In a partnership.
Okay. In a partnership. Yes, it's even partnership. Sometimes you can even be in partnership for 50 years, 60 years. How long will you
Ours is just 17 years.
17 years, eh?
Wow.
How long will you continue?
It's a long time.
It puts a strain. It puts a strain on you as an individual.
Enjoyment. You understand?
Yeah. It puts a strain on you as an individual, like having to go out and then you have to keep sending evidence and explaining yourself, and the person is not letting you even enjoy the company of your friends, even have a good time.
You're trying to keep a marriage.
And at some point, you start getting resentful. Do you understand? And when resentment starts creeping into your relationship, then things starts breaking down automatically. That's the truth.
Let me take Yakub. Good morning, Yakub. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello, Yakub.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think for me, this is my own personal opinion. For me, I think the woman should know who her husband is. That is first line of action. You should know who your husband is. If it is somebody that feels insecure, you should not go ahead and declare everything that you got from anybody, either men or women or whoever. Because an insecure man, whatever you declare to him, he will quickly judge it that this thing, even if the gift comes from your colleagues as a woman, he will quickly judge it that this must be coming from a man. Are you getting it now? And then women, typically for me, we don't bother of what we don't know. Do you get it? What we don't know at all, it does not bother us. And then let me give you a typical example quickly. Man will begin to suspect when you have a woman at home. First and foremost, she password her phone. Anytime maybe she's in the kitchen, the phone rang in the sitting room. She quickly left the kitchen, come into the sitting room, pick the call, and then go back to the sitting room. I mean, the kitchen.
Obvious.
For you to be not starting how what is seen from the kitchen. You did not have anything. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
so
go ahead.
if man see his wife starting password the phone, and then when the phone rang, she picked the call, go to the room and all those things. So the man will be saying that these people that calling this woman, who are they? Do you get what I'm saying? So the woman will be suspicious that is this gift, all this gift is coming from man and all these things. Thank you.
So what of women giving your husband gifts?
So if my partner tells me, like, if he receives a gift and he tells me, oh, well and good, right? If he forgets to tell me, oh, well and good. If I see something with him and I say, oh, babes, like, oh, this is nice. And he says, oh, someone gave it to me. Oh, who gave it to you? I'm not fussy about certain things. I'm only fussy when an issue crops up or something gives me concern. I'm not fussy. Someone gives it. Oh, well and good. Oh, wow, that's nice.
You're secure in yourself. Yeah. So, you know, that what Mrs. Grace was talking about concerning how dealing with insecure, how to deal with insecure. It's like you're taking care of a baby. It's a major burden.
Stressful.
I feel, and there are insecure women too. Let's just call out this thing on both sides, because there are women that they will be looking for what is not lost in their husband's phone. Major insecurity. There are similarly men looking for what is not lost in your wife's phone. I hear our last caller, and I understand the fact that, oh, maybe she's behaving suspicious. But what is suspicious? Somebody simply doing, like you being yourself for an insecure person can be suspicious. The fact that you dress up and are looking very fine that day can become a suspicious thing. The person can look at you and say that, the way I'm looking very fine today, are you going to go and meet somebody? Because the person already has the root of insecurity. So they'll find suspicion where there isn't any suspicion. It is a tough place to be in, and it's difficult to manage.
I'll come to you, YK. Ade from London, thanks for calling. You're live.
Serious matter.
Ade, you're live.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
I have a different opinion, which I know might not, you may not like it, but for me, my view is that once you are married as a woman, don't have any friends. Your friend be in your association, which means in the church. But it's not.
I need the volume. I can hardly hear you.
Friend.
When you are married, you shouldn't have any friends. I can't hear you.
When you are married, as a married woman, let your friend be in the church. Don't have any friend outside your church as a woman, so that your husband can monitor everything. That is the best thing.
Ade, please let me ask you a question. Ade, please let me ask you a question. You know, sometimes in the church, women have affairs with their congregation pastors. So that's your friend that is in the church. If you're having an affair with that person in the church, you
you're okay.
Now, let me tell you, the reason I'm mentioning the church is this. If your wife have a friend in the church, if anything wants to go wrong, she knows the result. That is hellfire, because they preach every day there, the result. So that's why it's important. But if you have outside friends, they can influence you. So me, I don't support it.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
Wow.
Please, I think I didn't hear something right. Where does this stay again? In Nigeria, UK, or the village? Where? UK. People
see that's the beauty.
You can take
people are different.
Out of it. You can't take him. But you see, I just got a message. He says, my wife is cheating on me.
Oh.
I know, I don't have evidence, but I'm suspecting her. She gets gifts all the time, and she takes late night chats, video calls. I've tried to confront her, but she has denied. But I know in my heart that she's cheating on me.
Oh, sad.
So this man is, you see, there are women are doing things.
But you don't have evidence. You can't accuse anybody of.
Women are able to, they find a way to handle this thing in the way that men don't.
Yeah.
He is suspecting, but it's possible that he's being insecure. Maybe, I don't know the background of
what kind of insecurity is that? Why are you receiving video call or different gifts and midnight video call?
Why? So let me also.
These are inappropriate.
So who is marrying this?
So let us now draw the line. What is inappropriate and what is
it's not appropriate. It's not.
Let us define it.
No.
What is that? What is
let me
inappropriate?
tell you something. Let me tell you the truth. It does not make sense. You're either married or unmarried. There are no two ways about it. If you have decided to be married, you should be sensible enough to allow the man to be comfortable. Why video call? Okay, if you are really video calling your brother or your uncle or whoever, then put it in front of everybody now. So if you are trying to deny, the man that is even talking,
what of those men who are suffering in the dark? They are having issues in their marriages, and they don't have anybody to talk to, and it is these midnight calls. Keep them going.
Now, which midnight call are you having?
No, it's not right. No, it's not right. If you are married and your husband is there, I don't understand. That's disrespectful.
Even if it is a woman.
Right.
That you're calling.
That is calling you at midnight. You and that woman have something.
No, that's not true. You know why?
Why?
My siblings stay. They don't stay in Nigeria.
It
right?
doesn't matter.
No, I'm
Nobody
coming.
can
I'm
do
coming.
that.
And I have my friends that don't live in the country, right? So I only talk to them very late at night.
Yeah.
Are
Right?
you married?
No, I might be in a partnership or relationship. You don't know. You never know, right? So yeah. But if I'm talking to that person, to whoever it is, and maybe a call is coming in that late at night, someone might say, "Who are you talking to at that time of the night?" Right? And then if I say, "Oh, I'm talking to so person," you might feel that it's a recurring stuff, right? Or I might be talking to my sister. If my sister, I might talk to my sister, and her husband is there, and most of the time I'm naked and I'm trying to do my makeup.
So
and
she
I'm in the
can't
shower.
show your
She can't
face.
show my face because I'm naked or stuff, and I'm talking to her because we're just on the phone. So there might be a reason why. But for me, if you're in a partnership or relationship or marriage, and you have doubts, or this person is always on the phone, midnight call, ask questions, get clarifications.
Yes.
Don't make assumptions. It's that simple.
But what I'm saying is, if you are with your sister or your friend at midnight on the phone, because it is 6 p.m. there, you will not hide it from your husband. You will put the phone there. You will be having the call. You will not. You will put a.
What's the conversation we want to gist and gossip? There's some gossip nobody wants to gossip about the man. I wouldn't want you to hear it, because half of the time we're gossiping about the men. That is the reality.
So after the gossip, the gossip is over. You can say, can you just say hello to Moses? Yeah.
Every day. I talk to my sister every day.
That means you are managing the person's diary.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah.
This is
Engineer.
Engineer.
Good morning, I greet you. Yes, I greet everybody. Engineer Folabi, I'm calling from Songo. I think the issue you are discussing is common to every home. I think the matter remains that all married couples must know when and what to do at certain times. For example, as a man, no man would like to have his time to be taken by others, whether by making calls. Like me, I am comfortable only when my wife concentrates on me in discussion, in communications, than when my wife now starts to be communicating with somebody else whom I don't even know. Maybe even though I know that person, but at the same time, she must acknowledge that, yes, I am more special than whoever. The fact remains that the specialty aspect of having both the wife and the husband must take themselves as a special person from others. That is the truth. When you abide by those lines, you will know that there will be peace in that home.
Thank you very much, Engineer Folabi. Thank you very much, Afama. You see, there's a bigger issue I think we're missing here, which I would like us to...
Before you go to that bigger issue, I need to ask you a question. All of the women on this table, if it is your husband that is receiving midnight calls...
Let's tell ourselves the truth now.
You know,
what? How will you react? You just say, oh, it's not normal. It's because it's your brother in America calling you and you are going to the other room, or your sister in America. All of us here, will you accept it? Yes or no? That's all. Only yes or no question. Answer. I don't need explanation. Yes or no? If your husband is the person that is receiving midnight call, from who he says it's his brother or his sister or his auntie or his
Let me answer. If
yes or no?
I won't have a problem with that. If
no, okay. Your husband should be knows.
Wait, let me explain why. Right? I won't have a problem with that if I ask you and you give me an explanation. That explanation might be a lie, you. Do you understand? But if I say something, that's respect. That's being courteous. Say something. If we're lying down on the same bed, if we're lying down on the same bed, right? And you get your phone rings and you get up to you get up and you say, babes, excuse me, I don't want to disturb your sleep. I don't want to disturb you. I need to take this call, or I need to discuss. See, it's not a prison. I need to give you space too, and trust the fact that you're not messing around.
He does it every night for 1 month.
What are you discussing every night for 1 month?
Chief Kalu is calling. Good morning, Chief Kalu. You're live.
You can't accept it.
Morning. Good morning. Everybody, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Actually, I want to tell everybody in the house that don't collect tickets from any man. An outsider, that's in their family. 99% genuinely for now, people are not real. People use it spiritually. They will give you a gift, they will target in your body. 100% of younger generation are giving gifts. Spiritually, either they go somewhere, they're planning to make so much money. When you collect the gift, you have collected a lot of your husband.
I didn't hear Mr. Chief.
So I'm saying that people are targeting something else, and it's something I grew up with. I grew up hearing the idea that once a man gives you something, he will be expecting something else in return. It was a mindset that was used to keep us chaste and not collect anything from anybody, because once you've already entered a transaction, if you have collected something, it means that there must be.
Should I sing the song?
What is the song?
Chewing gum, sweet, na lapoto maka, na bede Anthony. When they will say that if you take sweet or chewing gum from a guy, that is going to make you're going to be on Anthony's bed. I should not take any gift.
Somebody has a question for you.
That was the mindset we were brought up with. But later, I've grown in life to realize that these things don't necessarily have to follow anything. Like, it might not be, it's not about the body. People, like we did a training in my office, and after the training, people that attended the training, they paid for the training, gave me gifts that, they were really grateful. Their eyes have opened so much. They feel so courageous. I go for trainings. Most of my mentors, they are men in the real estate industry. I give them gifts. So if they now have insecure wives, they'll not be like, why is Temo always giving? But one of my mentors, as in, if he enters Nigeria today, Wangara, I will send guinea fowl and meat to him immediately. I sent to her too. I'm like, so imagine his wife is now feeling there's something. I can never, ever have anything to, like, I'm very happy in my marriage, but this is a man that has helped me in real estate. It's impossible for him to enter this country and I will not give a gift. Yeah. So if you are now on that receiving end, what he's giving me is not relation, intangible. It's intangible. It's the advice, it's the counsel, it's the motivation and inspiration when I need it. So I'm actually getting something. There's transaction taking place, but it is not about my body.
Please, I have a question here from Moses Ade. He says, Ajiani Kuti, let me help you refine that question. If their son said his wife is receiving late night calls, how would they feel? So let me refine the question according to Moses Ade. If it is your son that his wife is receiving midnight calls,
I would tend to ask her.
Everything starts and ends with a conversation.
Conversation.
And that's why we're here. We are conversing.
Yeah.
We have a conversation. Once you communicate and what you've discussed is that is somebody that we both agree on, it's fine. Okay. But you see, the bigger issue that we have failed to even talk about, because the reason why there's suspicion is the issue of fear of cheating. Husband is afraid that his wife might be cheating. Wife is afraid that husband might be cheating both ways. And the bigger question, because I was looking at the message that I got from, Mariam was sending a message about a missing German billionaire who was declared dead, is reportedly living with his mistress in Russia. 6 years after his mysterious disappearance in Switzerland, a German billionaire, Karl Erevan, has been reportedly found living with his Russian mistress in Moscow. Now, the question is, when you feel more comfortable, when you're feeling inadequate or you feel that this marriage is no longer working, why are we not encouraging people to leave?
Exactly.
This man had to pretend or fake his death to run away, just to escape. But
he didn't want to share the money.
Yeah, he didn't want to share.
Well,
in our
situation, if the reason why you're scared is because there are issues in your marriage, maybe the wife and both of you don't trust each other. If I don't trust you, you don't trust me, why are we staying together? Why is society forcing us to just stick there? So you are afraid she's leaving, and she's leaving. But there's a possibility that some women are cheating. There's a possibility that some men are cheating. Why do they choose to cheat? Why don't they just dissolve the marriage? Why is it so difficult for us to just walk away?
And be happy.
In this side of the world, it is not an easy thing to do, because everybody, your marriage is not your marriage. Not yours. No, really, it's not your marriage. Your marriage is your parents' pride. My son is married. My daughter is married. Your marriage is community, because your marriage benefits more than just you. Your marriage isn't, maybe you're just, it's not just about you. Their children, parents, siblings, family members who felt like you have already... Church, everybody is taking pride in your marriage. Our members have had good marriages. This church rarely has divorce. So your marriage is not about you.
Online members.
In-laws. Online members, everybody is looking at you. So sometimes you are thinking about your marriage and wondering, how would those people that have been saying on Instagram that 20 years, look at what happened with AY. AY's marriage and the challenges they are facing is not about them. Instagram in-laws, family, everybody is commenting. They've turned them into
because of that,
people married.
Unhappy marriage.
People do. People struggle with how to deal with the aftermath of that breakup because it is so complex.
I don't think that this is a topic that can end in a year. But what I just feel is, from the beginning, do you understand? If you cannot really endure, don't even bother. Many people are not married and they are happy. They are adopted children. They are doing so. If you really want to marry, know that marriage comes with a lot of challenges, yeah? But then, like she said, communication. One of the things
Let me pause you for a quick second.
Yes,
I want to pause you. I'll come back to you. Aliu has been holding for a while. Aliu, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning, Aliu. Yeah.
I'm Umar Aliu.
Port Harcourt, go ahead.
I'm a Muslim by religion, and I marry a Christian. Yes, it's funny, but it's true. It's real.
Okay.
I wedded her in the church. I still go to my Muslim. I do my Muslim prayers. She goes to church.
Okay.
From Sunday too, she goes with the children to church. It's not my problem. They go to mosque too on Fridays if they are around. So, the issue people are discussing, since I got married to her, she's from Akwa Ibom, I'm from Kaduna State. Since I got married to her, before I knew her, 6 years even before we got married, I don't see any gift in her birthday. For me too, nobody gives me gift.
Okay.
So even though you give me a gift, sometimes me, I don't take it to the house. Maybe I dash it out.
Okay.
Because we've been living like that. So those things are not issues. Issue of night calls. Yes. I receive night calls a lot sometimes. And she's not too happy about it. So the best thing for me is to stop it. So that peace should be there. And we'll be living over 20 years
Night calls from
now.
women?
So,
20 years.
night call from women, yes.
Really?
I receive night calls.
Why are you taking night calls from women?
So I stop it. I have to be very honest.
What do you guys
It's
talk
a
about
life,
at night?
issue. Yes, night calls sometimes are people that work with me. I work offshore. I work on land. I'm a rig worker. So I receive calls from people. Yes, some of them are business associates, but she doesn't like it because she suspects this or that. So the best thing for me is to stop it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Ali.
I love what he said, that if you are doing something and your spouse does not like,
stop it.
You will stop it because you love your partner. But very few people are willing, and then except it is something like this is everything I'm doing. I'm having to stop my life because I want to keep this marriage
But there's
going.
something about excitement.
Can I ask you this question?
There's something about excitement. So you're married to somebody, and both of you are good people. I mean, I was watching a series yesterday, Midsummer something. Couple married 30 years, they're happy, and they've been happy. Their kids are grown, and the woman is in her 50s. I mean, she's in her 60s. And she asked her husband for a divorce. She's just done. Because there was no excitement. She felt that the world, like, she wants to divorce because she was done with all the mommy, daddy, children, raising family.
So
she wanted some excitement. She wanted to travel around the world.
So can't they travel together?
No, I guess the man is not that kind of person. And he has grown up to be a man who likes to be a homely man. He wants to just be himself. But she wants to live. She wants to go bungee jumping. She wants to fly, swim in this ocean. She wants to do stuff. And he's been holding her for years. And she has accepted as a loyal wife, as a humble wife, as a submissive wife. She has stayed with her husband, though. They've now raised the children. She's like, okay, I've finished submission. I've raised children with you. I've done it. Now I want to live. Raike is 60. There are lots of 60-year-olds. 60 is the new 40. She looks 40. She looks 35. So at this age, like, you know what? I'm done. I want to go live. So why is it difficult for us in Africa to allow these 60-year-old women who want to live? Why are we making it look as if you cannot, you have to stay to 80 and just be with this man that somewhat caged you from your entire life?
Okay, so in this life, I believe that I came into this world as Amaka Orakwe. And when I'm going alone. I don't think that if tomorrow I get married and then it's time for me to go, that the man is going to jump inside the grave and say, we die together, or take poison and follow me. Do you understand? Romeo and Juliet. Now, Romeo and Juliet. The reality is this, right? If you don't love yourself, if you're not happy with yourself, you can't give it to another person. And people need to realize that people keep evolving. That's why we're humans. What makes me happy today might not make me happy tomorrow. And that life comes with no guarantees whatsoever. And that you should be able to love yourself in such a way that you're able to find happiness over and over and over again, right? Because this life is once. There's no rehearsal. There's no do-over. So if at some point, you know, you get to that altar and you're saying for better, for worse, and everything, okay? And then somehow down the line, circumstances change, emotions change, things happen, and you feel that you've put in your best, and then you want to have a do-over. It's okay. We need to normalize people actually living.
It's okay. You can't be saying
it's my life. It's my life, and God loves you well enough for me to live it.
We're not arguing about that. Yeah. We're arguing about receiving gifts. For my 60th birthday...
Move away from her question. I'm answering her question.
For my 60th birthday, they bought me a car. I imagine if that car had come from one governor, or would I have been able to go and declare it to my partner that I have a car? And there will be no questions asked.
On what basis would they give?
On what basis? Who are you that they want to give you car? You know, do you understand? So, yeah, I hear what you've just said about it's your life. But once you've decided to give that life...
Or share that life.
Sorry, to another human being, there are certain things you can do that will respect that partner, that person that you have decided to share your life with. There are certain things I don't think you should do.
Right.
While...
Let me take this call from Woke. Good morning, Woke. You're live.
Wow. Good morning to you all. How are you doing this?
You're live. Go ahead, please.
We need to be happy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the topic. Quickly, I feel like with my experience so far, the more we try as much as possible and to make sure we do unto others what we want to get back ourselves, that would be a good step in the way, whether you are in a marriage, a relationship, a datingship, or a situationship, any which way. So in that regard, if you are doing to your partner or whoever you're with what you want to get back in return, I feel like, you know, karma is not a bitch when it comes to that situation. And when you try as much as possible to have that communication and that conversation that is positive, try as much as possible to learn one or two things positively moving forward on learning those negative activities and that bad energy moving forward as well. So when it comes to African mentality with marriages, divorce, and the rest like that, you know, it starts with you projecting other people's relationship, marriages, and all other things that especially these motivational speakers will be telling you about their marriage and the rest like that. Don't compare yourself with anybody. Live your own life within your own capability and capacity with your spouse and your children. You don't have to learn from anyone. Learn from the Almighty. There are so many things that have been stated and slated clearly in the Holy Books regarding marriage, how to be successful in marriage. You don't need any other book. And if you're an atheist, try as much as possible to consider yourself, to consider your partner, and be the living example of what you expect back in return. So when you have a relationship or you are dating someone, and at the end of the day it's about, oh, I want to look at your phone today, I want to look at your phone tomorrow, that means there is no trust. So why belong into that kind of situation in the first place?
Exactly. Thank you very much, Woke. I really appreciate this. Let me take this comment from Edo Ekpong for saying, a friend of mine says, any gift you cannot transparently declare to your spouse should not be accepted. In life, nothing goes for nothing. Accepting business-related gifts is different. So that's another comment.
Someone called the Coaching Nation sent me this message. Relationship and gifts. There are levels to gifts. May we not receive gifts that will scatter our emotions. Then he says the key is contentment. Once you are contented with what you have, and where you are, nothing shakes you. However, run from
Yeah, but I
temptation.
want us to also look at this from a different perspective in the sense of communication and delivery, right? Because you can say, okay, I communicated it to her, or I asked her, but how was your delivery, right? Most times someone might not be doing something wrong, but how you come at them can make them become defensive. And then you become suspicious of that, because especially when you're dealing with a stubborn person. I'm a very stubborn person. So if you want to ask me questions or have the best of me, make me feel like that I have a say in my own life, even though I'm respecting you. If you come at me like you're trying to force me or order me, you won't get the best of me. You understand what I'm coming from?
Respect each other.
Yes, so we have to respect each other.
We have very little time left because there was one more, because I'm still going to ask you about your business and what you're working on in a few minutes. But there was that issue, marital issue, that I want us to address before we go. I know we're having comments on. Do you have tweets on this gift issue?
Plenty. They are coming per second.
Let's take a few comments so that we can involve them in the conversation before I take my final. Do you have any?
Just Reason says, is marriage actually in the Bible? I'm just reading, Oladidi says, Tokpa is making sense. In Africa, the whole society is connected to your marriage, whether you like it or accept it or not.
That was a light bulb, yeah. What else?
You want to take some? I can continue.
Continue, please.
New Dawn. Let's go home. Let's go home. This caller has finished every conversation.
Let me take Toyin. Good morning, Toyin. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Oh, my God.
Toyin.
My conclusion is...
Toyin, we can't hear you.
Married. Okay. When you're getting married, you should set your priorities straight. Midnight calls are not allowed. If you want to be in marriage, be in marriage. If you want to be outside marriage, be outside marriage. Don't do something that will just complicate your happiness and the life of your children. That is just how I say it.
Thank you very much, Toyin.
Thank you, Tony. Just Reason says, companionship in marriage is the key, not ownership. Just respect each other and each other's independence. Oluwabukola says, you cannot give joy from an empty vessel. Be happy first.
Yeah.
Ghanaiya says, well, marriage is about compromise for me, and it's from both ends. But the connection and love built in earlier years determines how they will both spend the latter years, either together or apart. So,
someone said, like, Mariah, you've not shared your own story. Let me just share my own. I get gifts all the time. Like, because we're on TV, people send us stuff, and so I try to put a bridge. So they send it to my PA. I don't have anybody contacting me directly. So you send it, and she now comes to me and said, this person said, that person, thank them, or said, reply them on Instagram, or she even replies them for me sometimes, So I try to put a demarcation. Now, you meet some people in certain places that say, Mariah, you do send me your account number, let me do something. Of course, I always share everything. My husband has to, because he will ask you, but he doesn't, he's not really concerned.
Yeah.
He doesn't really care how much money enters your account. He doesn't ask you that kind of questions, but I usually volunteer the information. Oh, like I just saw me yesterday, ask my account and send me the girl, you're lucky, you're blessed. That's it. So nobody's demanding of me to tell them.
Just because the relationship is good.
Out of respect for my husband, I just say, this is what happened. This is the person that gave me money. This is how much I got. And that's it. And I think we're there. So it's just communication. And both of you understanding.
And he has given you a thriving ground, a room to
That was what I said.
yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. He's been
Diogu says, hide nothing from each other. Communication is key. And I agree totally there, because once you communicate, once there is lack of communication, there will be distrust.
Breaking down.
Engineer Jibola Tijani, as usual, says, your topic this morning is awesome. The foundation of any relationship should be on trust, because trust brings no suspicion. Whatever you don't know will never hurt you. Some suspicions are even sinful according to the Hadith. Partners are equally enjoined to be open with their partners. Trust and mutual understanding is the key to successful relationships. I think both religions are saying the same thing. So really, in a nutshell, let's respect each other, and let's ensure that we set our boundaries when it comes to things like this. For those of us who are high flyers in our various businesses, bank EDs, these are people that will continually get gifts from all sorts of people. It's always good for you to declare and just sort of respect for your spouse. Either you be a man or a woman, tell your spouse, like what gave me this. And there's some women that will be giving you, because they are domitutu to the front. Because they're trying to
they want to come
close to you.
Yes.
Also know, because we know, we are women, we know when a man is trying to get close, we know, we see the signs. So we can't pretend it's not with them, we don't see the signs. But we should always put our boundaries.
He's getting close. No, I'm not encouraging him now.
But you're collecting.
But you'll be collecting the gift. I'm not encouraging him. Why are you doing like this? Trust me now.
Our final caller from Jos. Let me take you. Bako, you're live. Welcome to our guest. Hello, Bako, you're live.
Morning.
Good morning.
Very interesting topic.
Morning.
Go ahead, Mr. Bako, you're live. Go ahead.
All right. Before I give my view, Morayo, I just want to ask if you are down with yesterday's issue of spraying. Are you okay with it?
I know she has agreed.
I've accepted. Although I'm waiting for the courts to define spraying, but I've accepted. No more spraying.
All right. I'm a first-time caller, actually.
Welcome to the show. First-time caller.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. The issue on now is the issue of gifts to our wives. You see, that is a very serious issue. And honestly, the Bible says once you come together as husband and wife, you are one. So there should be trust. And by the time that your wife begins to receive gifts from others, you know, I'm not saying it is wrong. It is okay. But if this gift should continue from one person, that is where you begin to suspect. Like YK said, this man is going to give her for every month, he's going to send something for her. If I am her husband, I will ask, Kai, let's go and greet this person. That is when she opens up to you and tells you the truth. At times, some ladies hide from it, and that is where the fear is. If it continues to come from one person, that is where you suspect. So we should be very careful, like one of you said.
Yeah.
We should distance ourselves from such things.
Thank you very much, Bako. We have to wrap up on this, but I really appreciate all the comments and the callers we've gotten so far on this topic. But really, in a nutshell, gifts is an inroad into your heart, into your mind, into your friendship, into relationships. So we need to guard that and guide our marriages the best we can. But coming back to our guests, because I know that you...
Can I just read one message for Amaka?
Okay, go ahead.
It's from Oluwa Shanke. Yes, okay. This Amaka will make a good wife.
Hey!
She knows what she wants.
Hey!
Correct. You know now, I'm an Akwoyibo Beke.
So we're not looking for anybody, correct wife or a correct husband.
Yes.
All of Lagos will be in that wedding.
Of course,
but
now.
shutting down Lagos.
You know now.
For that wedding. Whoever it is.
No spraying.
No spraying. We'll send the money via mail.
Yes.
We'll be spraying telepathically.
But this is Pastor Grace Ofusi. Let me just give you a few minutes to just tell us what you do, how you're empowering women, and it's cool. Since you're our guest co-host today, we'll give you a few minutes to talk to you. Aside from being a pastor, what else do you do? And how can we support your work?
Okay, thank you so much for having me again. I'm so glad to be here. I'm a wealth strategist. So in a nutshell, I just help people to create wealth, create, sustain, and transfer. Because I didn't meet wealth anyway as a human. So I created wealth around me. I've sustained it. Now I'm transferring. So one of the things that I have been able to do is to be able to find out how everybody can be more than what you are physically. And we're talking about women. Most of the problems in the marriages are actually finance. Because as a wealth coach, a lot of people talk to me. And I come to understand that everybody needs to be comfortable. The man needs to even need you as a help. You know, looking at the society we live in now, personal finance is very important. And personal finance is not taught in schools. And the reason why it's something that the whole system of this world was created by humans. And they had to create your syllabus, everything, just to put you and confide you to be comfortable in their own decision. But the truth is, you could actually live beyond yourself. And finance is so important. It's not something we shouldn't talk about. And as women, over the years, I've been able to help a lot of people to understand that the concept of money and currency is two different things.
Made millionaires.
Yeah.
You've made lots of women.
I've made a lot of, even now we are clocking the billions for women just to discover themselves and see that they are valuable and help themselves come out from that shell and add value to the society. Because women are very important in society. And this last year we started, thank you so much for coming to speak with the women. We started what we call the limitless woman. A woman that is not constrained by society, by the anything, just being able to be limitless in every level, finance, marriage, career. You could actually be 360. You know, one of my coaches told me something like, you can be everything that you want to be. What is important is, how do you want to be known when you are 70 years? So you must look at your life today and tell yourself the truth and get whatever help you need so that by 70, you'll be excited that you lived a fulfilled life. So we have this conference every year. We're going to be having this particular start today. We have speakers from tech, oil and gas. But the main reason is for women to hear that people did it. They were able to do it. You know, she was not a real estate person. She heard that women can be successful in real estate.
She went to look for you.
She went to look for me.
Yes.
And she's excited that she did.
Yeah.
And now I'm so proud of the big things she's doing.
Yeah.
So you need people. You need help. Don't just keep sending messages. Come out. Go to conferences and get something from people that have done something. Always ask, how did you do it? A lot of people ask me, how did you leave Okrika and become this relevant in society, both local and international? Success is a game, and it is something that can be learned. There is nobody, even if you have all the money, doesn't mean you end successful. So for me, I like the fact that I'm able to teach finance because nobody gave me finance. So if I'm able to move from that place to this place, there must be something that I know. And so that's what I'm teaching the woman. Strength to profit. Many women know how to talk and gossip. Do you know how much you can make from talking?
From the talking, you are talking.
Free talk. So there's so much. Nobody came to this world powerless or without value. You just need to learn how to package the value and put a price tag. You try to... Now, do you know what I've started doing? Because I am able to give you growth strategy. I've been doing it for years. I can come into this space and tell you how it can become times 10, x 10. All I see is timesing things by 10. Grow. Like I said, grow, do, you know, but now you try and pick my brain. I give you the invoice.
We receive the invoice.
You receive the invoice. But the truth is, you're just giving me 10% of 100%, so it's not a big deal.
I think that one of the reasons why I was drawn to you was because Tope did tell us very clearly on this show that when she was finding herself in the real estate, she went online to find who are the players in this industry, and then she came up with your name. And she went online to find you and sent you a message. You invited her over, and since then you've been one of her coaches. And she has always talked about because I know Tope. I don't know any other person, but it's Tope I know. I know her journey, I know her process, I know the steps she was taking, I know the movement she was making, who she was talking to. She was telling us, and I saw the result. So because I see the result, I know that you're legit, and that's why I'm really encouraging you, and I'm hoping that Saturday is a success, and more people can learn from you.
We're going to be there.
You're going to be there too?
Yes, I'm going to be there.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. I have to be in Ibadan. But I know that you've been impacting a lot of young people.
Yeah, you were there last year.
I was there last year. It was fantastic.
It's still very...
Yeah, and I'm really
a lot of things that people have done. So one of the sets... people that came last year. It's just one. I didn't think I was going to do it again. You know, I'm very busy. So I'm trying to run away from so many things. But this is divine, ordained. I was asked by the Spirit of God to do it again. Because Limitless Woman, for me, is more than a conference. It's an experience. And you will definitely leave the place knowing exactly what you're supposed to do. You realign yourself. Right. You'll be motivated. You'll be inspired. She has given us some time of coaching. I heard that she gave us, so some of the people will send them to different coaches, different mentors to just advise them and keep them moving. Let me tell you something. The women are on now, and just find yourself and plug yourself somewhere. Okay. The word is transferring to
Oh, we're leaving. No, it was in Limitless Women that we met Sophia. That was where I met Sophia and brought her in. One of the things I love about conferences is that you will meet, the network. You will meet people that you probably, maybe your circle, she's an island person, I'm mainland, we wouldn't have met, but we've done a lot of business together. She's made clothes for us.
Yeah, she made my clothes for Dubai.
Yes, and it was at that conference last year. Yes, it was Sefi, and we met her at your events. Yeah. Events always provide a platform to connect and meet people, meet new friends. So
wishing you the best on Saturday. Good luck.
Yes, limited to social media.
So we are inviting you.
Unfortunately, I'll come with the next one. I already have something.
Harry. Are you going to Paris? All right, that is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Disclose your gifts to your spouses. Don't do anything hide. Don't hide. Sorry? Okay, what did you say?
I say if you like don't,
you will know how far.
Have a fabulous day.
We'll see you
tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
That's not violent.